Good evening, I'm Vincent Makori. This is Africa 54. Well, Nigerians are anxiously awaiting for election officials to count ballots and announce the results of 2 days of mostly incident-free voting to determine the country's president. The final vote tally is expected to be close between incumbent Goodluck Jonathan and former military ruler Muhammadu Buhari. Nigeria's Independent National Electoral Commission said late Sunday that it would begin at midday Monday the process of pulling together the vote totals from states. The election was supposed to be held solely on Saturday, but voting was extended into Sunday because of delays caused by technical problems.
The accreditation of number of people that they did before they started the election, it was more than 400 and something, and just 195, you said the ballot paper has finished. It was from there they now start wrangling up and down.
Tensions climbed in Rivers State Sunday as APC officials and supporters there called for the election to be redone in the state after alleged vote rigging. Atahiru Jega, the head of the country's electoral commission, said his office is investigating that and other complaints from other states.
We are concerned about what seems to be happening in Rivers State. There are many alleged cases of malpractices, and we certainly pay a lot of attention to investigating these. And if our staff are involved in any way or manner, obviously we will apply the appropriate sanctions and take the appropriate decisions as provided for by the electoral legal framework.
President Goodluck Jonathan, who has been in office since 2010 and whose People's Democratic Party has held the presidency since 1999, is facing a challenge from former military ruler Muhammadu Buhari from the All Progressives Congress. To win the election without a runoff, a candidate needs a majority of the nationwide vote while also securing at least 25% of the ballots in 2/3 of the country's 36 states on the capital. Security concerns had haunted the run-up to the election, with threats by Boko Haram Islamist militants to block the vote. Suspected Boko Haram fighters did attack voters in Gombe State Saturday, killing 24 people. The national vote was originally scheduled to take place in mid-February, but was delayed due to fighting and insecurity in the northeast, where Boko Haram has been waging a campaign of violence and kidnapping against the government since 2009. The government's inability to stop the insurgency was a major issue during the campaign. In recent weeks, a multinational offensive drove Boko Haram fighters out of the many towns they had controlled in the northeast. Well, the U.S. State Department has released a joint statement Monday from U.S. Secretary of State John Kerry and U.K. Foreign Secretary Philip Hammond, praising Nigeria's largely peaceful vote over the weekend. The statement in part says, and I quote, "The Nigerian people have shown a commendable determination to register their vote and choose their leaders. Both the U.S. and Britain say they have seen no evidence of systematic manipulation of the election process, but they are concerned that the collation process, where the votes are finally counted, may be subject to deliberate political interference." Now, for the latest news on the election, we go live to Abuja, Nigeria, where VOA correspondent Peter Clottey is standing by. Good evening, Peter, and tell us where we stand with the tabulation process at this moment.
Good evening, Vincent. Well, the tabulation has been going on well. I was at the International Conference Center just a few minutes ago after the chairman of the Independent National Electoral Commission, Professor Atahiru Jega, said that after 8 states were presented with the Federal Capital Territory, which is FCT Abuja, the rest of the states are yet to officially be present to present there. So we will wait till a couple of hours. When they arrive, then tabulation will continue. Then the rest of the vote will be certified and released.
Now, in some countries, the results will be released piecemeal and sometimes through the media. What is the situation in Nigeria? It looks like we're waiting until everything comes in.
Well, there are two parts to this. After the individual polling stations come up or finish voting, they tabulate and then give it to the presiding officer of the state. Now, the presiding officer of the state will send electronically the vote count in that particular state, and then would have to physically present a paper with the vote on it to compare the two to ensure that they tally. If they don't, then the Electoral Commission would have to investigate and then come up with what went wrong and then come up with solutions to address them. So that is the process right now. Only 9 states have so far complied with all the stipulations that are needed. Now the rest would have to comply with the rubrics as enshrined in the electoral protocol of the Independent National Electoral Commission, or INEC.
But even with those that are known, nobody is allowed to announce except the Electoral Commission, right? The Independent Electoral Commission.
Well, the law provides that it's only the Independent National Electoral Commission chairman, the presiding officer, that can declare the final outcome of the election. Now, in order to be safe, VOA is only towing the line of giving out results certified by the Independent National Electoral Commission. So that is what we are sticking with. There have been rumors of other polling figures being peddled around on social media platforms and all that, and that is creating some form of tension. And security officials have warned that the law only mandates the Independent National Electoral Commission to announce the results. So that is what is prevailing at the moment.
Yeah, definitely. We don't want to get caught up in all this. Now, what is the state of affairs in the Rivers State, where the governor there actually had said the results should be scrapped and a new election should be held?
There were voter irregularities and there were supposed arrests of some opposition and ruling party supporters because of some clashes. And the Independent National Electoral Commission Chairman Jiga said that they have set up a committee that is currently investigating those circumstances and reports, and then a committee will come up with recommendations. Then they will determine what action to take. So that is what we're waiting at the moment.
Thank you very much, Peter, and we look forward to seeing you back in Washington.
You're welcome.
Thanks for a good job. Viewers, Peter Clottey reporting live from Abuja in Nigeria.